Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. We are from IPG Campus Dato' Razali Ismail, and today we will be presenting our KPPB task, which integrates two courses. First is TSLB 3343, Integrated Skills in the Primary ESL Classroom, and TSLB 3332, Teaching in Practice. The theme and title of our project is Pedagogy Prowess, Mastering Lesson Plans for Educational Excellence. My name is Putri Anissa Shara, and I am honored to serve as the team leader representing IPG Campus Dato' Razali Ismail. Along with me are our very talented team members, Nur Aina binti Zahruddin, Nadia binti Syahrul Niza, Mitrusa Anak Perempuan Ragupati, and finally Amirul Afiq Azim bin Sudi. Thank you, and let's get started with our presentation. Pedagogy prowess refers to the expertise in teaching, especially in designing lesson plans for educational excellence. Our goal here is to show how effective lesson planning enhances teaching and improves student outcomes. Our project is guided by 7 essential questions, which we call as EQs, and each slide will address a specific EQ. So here's a brief overview. Please take a moment to review the highlighted keywords in each EQ. We will explore each one in detail throughout the presentation. Before we answer the essential questions, let's discuss first the Learning Design Model, or MRP. Our model combines two subjects, TSLB 3332, Teaching in Practice, and TSLB 3343, Integrated Skills in the Primary ESL Classroom. For TSLB 3332, the focus is on creating daily lesson plans, aligning with CLO2 and the cognitive level C6. For TSLB 3343, CLO2 involves developing activities and materials for integrated lessons, also at C6. The Student Learning Model, or MPP, has 4 key elements: pedagogical practice, learning partnership, learning environment, and leveraging digital. Under the pedagogical practice, we analyze documents like the scheme of work, or as we call it SOW, and the DSKP. We participated in collaborative lesson planning and group macro teaching, and also received feedback from our lecturers. In the learning partnership element, we consistently received feedback from lecturers, classmates, peers, and seniors, helping us refine our lesson plans. The learning environment while completing the KPPB task was highly supportive. We learned a great deal from our community, including classmates and lecturers, in a collaborative and positive setting. One of the significant elements is leveraging digital tools in creating lesson plans. We utilized various digital tools ranging from simple tools like Canva to building a Google site, which will be explained further by my group members. So by answering these essential questions, we are aligning with the 6 C elements in the KPPB project. Now, let's move on to answering the first EQ.
Thank you, Putri. Let's start with EQ1. How do trainee teachers design lesson plans for all language skills with the same topic and theme? There are 4 language skills, which are listening, speaking, reading, writing, and language arts. We use the modular lesson plan mapping format introduced by our lecturers. This structure helps us to organize and distinguish content suitable for each skill under the same topic and theme. For EQ2, the second question is about designing lesson plans for pupils with different English proficiency levels. There are 3 proficiency levels, which are low, intermediate, and advanced. We first understand each level's nature to decide suitable activities. Differentiation strategies are used in our lesson plan to cater to different proficiency levels. EQ3 asks how we design teaching materials and activities for different language skills. We must understand the methodology of each skill, such as accuracy and fluency for speaking skill. our lecturers have us present a compilation of worksheets for each skill. This practice helps us to find suitable materials and activities for each language skills. By addressing EQ 1, 2, and 3, trainee teachers enhance creativity and critical thinking, which supports the 6 C's in KPPB. Let's have Aina for the next slide.
Thank you, Nadia. So, how important is it to master the syllabus, the SOW, and the DSKP? First of all, mastering these 3 documents is very important to a teacher trainee, as it is the core of lesson planning. If we refer back to the first step of the student learning model mentioned by Putri earlier, it requires us to analyze these 3 documents before anything else. So, why are these documents so important? It ensures that the lesson plan that we crafted aligns with the current learning standard set by the Ministry of Education. Therefore, without proper understanding of the DSKP and the SOW, making an appropriate lesson plan would not be possible. Now, moving on to the next EQ on how do we align the learning objective with the content standard and the learning standard. We use the digital learning object created by Dr. Sakia, which includes the notes, lesson plan samples, and related documents. This DLO acts as our main reference for aligning objective with the content and learning standards. Additionally, we also use a lesson plan template made by our lecturer, as you can see right next to me, which includes a drop-down menu buttons for the content standard and lesson standard, which is already synced with the DSKP. This ensures that our objective, the one that we crafted, actually aligns with the content standard and the learning standard. And now moving on to the next question on how do trainee teachers apply digital tools in the lesson plan. As Putri already highlighted, leveraging digital tools is actually very crucial in both the practice and the production stage in making a lesson plan. In the practice phase, we often use the Google Docs to draft and edit, YouTube and blogs for the ideas, and Padlet for the feedback. And for the production stage, I usually use the Grammarly to check my grammars, Google Sites, and Canva to display and showcase my final lesson plans to my lecturers. And this actually demonstrates the use of digital tools to enhance critical thinking and maximize the efficiency in preparing lesson plans. And now, I will pass this to Putri for the next question.
Thank you, Aina. Now, let's look at the 7th EQ. Would a trainee teacher be an effective teacher if they were able to use the documents well? Absolutely. Utilizing the scheme of work, SOW, and the SKP effectively allows trainee teachers to create excellent lesson plans, which are crucial for becoming effective teachers. This process supports collaboration in the 6C framework, fostering teamwork and shared learning. Before using these documents, we made mistakes in our lesson plans. With the SOW and the SKP, we received constructive feedback from our lecturers, helping us to improve. Listening and accepting advice builds respect, reflecting citizenship by valuing different perspectives. Our learning partners, including lecturers, created a Google site, a valuable resource with feedback sheets and lesson plans. This continuous feedback helps us to improve. And we also benefit from the seniors' experiences, as their shared content provides insights and tips, refining our lesson plans. Peer feedback during the macro teaching sessions has been invaluable, helping us improve our teaching practice. So yes, mastering these documents and receiving feedback from lecturers, peers, and seniors contribute to our development as effective future teachers. Now, let's move on to the 3E and 3R framework explained by Nadia.
Thank you, Putri. Moving on to leveraging digital tools, we use the 3E and 3R frameworks. Let's discuss about them. The 3E framework includes engagement, enhancement, and extension. Engagement occurs during hands-on activities and peer feedback on platforms such as Canva and WhatsApp. This fosters communication and collaboration. Enhancement focuses on knowledge acquisition through peer discussions and lecture feedback on Padlet, which promotes critical thinking. Extension shows that lesson planning encourages skills acquisition. A student-centered approach prepares us for practicum and fosters 21st century skills such as collaboration and critical thinking. Meanwhile, the 3E framework includes acquisition, application, assimilation, and adaptation. In the acquisition stage, we gain inputs from our lectures and resources like Google Classroom. In the application stage, we align learning objectives with content standards using senior lesson plans from Google sites as our reference. In the assimilation stage, we present lesson plans via digital tools such as PowerPoint and improve through feedback. In the adaptation stage, we confidently apply our knowledge during practicum using digital platforms to create effective lesson plans. In conclusion, the 3E and 3R frameworks rely on leveraging digital tools as their foundation. Next, I pass to Aina to show you our end products.
Thank you, Nadia. Now, I will briefly talk about the challenges that we face in completing the KPPB task, divided into knowledge, skills, resources, and time. Initially, we struggled a lot with the lack of knowledge, especially in designing and choosing a suitable material for students' proficiency levels. We were unsure of what kind of material suits the students the most. In terms of skills, I personally lack proficiency in digital skills, particularly in crafting lesson plans that clearly explains themselves, which is self-explanatory, and I find it quite hard to do. Additionally, the resources that we found does not align with our educational priorities, and some were not publicly accessible, making them very difficult to refer to. And lastly, regarding the time, creating lesson plans from scratch was extremely time-consuming due to our unfamiliarity with the process. Fortunately, we, the teacher trainees, have already overcome these challenges by seeking guidance from our lecturers and by using the digital learning object, the DLO, as shown before, as the main reference. And now I will pass this to Putri for the final wrap-up.
Before we conclude, I would like to highlight the resources we have mentioned throughout our presentation. You can simply scan the QR code to have access to our well-curated resources for the KPPB and DLO created in collaboration with our lecturers and Thessalians. That's all from us. Thank you.